who was the winner of this week's Bonehead of the Week poll?
I mean, I'll say it again. Little hands down, Donald Trump.
Oh my God. He won hands down. It was really no contest.
There was no contest. The name was out there and people were like, oh yeah, we found out he stole even more documents. We found out that while he was president, he got a $19.8 million private loan from a company that has ties with North Korea.
Wait, you're telling me this guy was on the Bonehead of the Week poll for more than one reason? Surely not. Surely not, Donald Trump. So I figured he was going to be on for the documents thing, but really this morning, groundbreaking news. Groundbreaking news. The special master is now gone. Yep. And the reason why the special master is gone is because Donald Trump and his legal team, they missed the deadline to appeal to the 11th court. We talked about this last week on Bonehead, the 11th Circuit, because Judge Cannon was our Bonehead last week about the 11th Circuit, because her decision was struck down with the special master by the 11th Circuit.
She kept doubling down
That's
on
right.
her being an idiot.
That's right. But here's the thing, is that Donald Trump did not appeal the striking down of the special master. It's almost as if, and maybe I'm just out on a limb here, it's almost as if his legal counsel, who is under scrutiny for contempt apparently now, which is some fines and things, no prison time for this kind of action.
Right.
It's almost like they were like, no, we are not going to appeal for you. We're not going to do that. We won't represent you. He couldn't get anyone to agree that, like, hey, we should. And maybe even he was like, there's no way this Supreme Court, even the one I selected and handpicked, is going to go with me on this.
We already know he's, very upset. He was already very upset with the Supreme Court as of late in the decisions they made that were going against him and other things. But like, even this is something where, just on Truth Social this morning, Jesus Christ, a huge cup of Kofefe. The guy is off the fucking rails.
Can you give me the link there? And I'll
But the other thing too is that on top of all of this, yesterday, the Justice Department requested for the judge to hold the whole Trump team in contempt over the Mar-a-Lago case. And just to kind of summarize what happened, basically, they had Christina Bobby, the fall person, as the holder of records, or I forget the term.
Right, she's the one who signed
the custodian of records.
Right, she signed the memo.
On June 3rd, she signed a document that said, "Yep, you guys got everything. You have it all. You know where it is. We give it to you. It's all done."
Wrong answer.
2 months later, we find out on August 8th that Mar-a-Lago is legally searched by the FBI because they lied and they still had documents. So then you find out this week, of course, the other reason is because Donald Trump had even more documents in another fucking storage area.
Surely not.
It just doesn't ever end. It's just nonstop. They continue to the idea that Trump and his team would ever tell the truth, like, is insane. We just have to know that whenever they speak, it's a lie, right?
You mean what you're saying is almost everything that Donald Trump says is a lie? This seems like what has been going on for a long time.
I mean, we'll sub out the Twitter files and we'll just say, like, everything Trump says is shit.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Because that's what it is, right? The guy lies. They continue to lie. Christina Bobb is totally screwed. So is Alina Habba, Jim Trusty. All of these people are incredibly incompetent. They do not actually know how to handle this shit show.
It's almost
Trump is created for that.
It's almost like he can't hire a competent attorney because no one wants to represent him, and everyone wants to get paid
exactly
for the work that they do.
Right.
Because the one competent attorney that he does have, he had to pay him in advance. What's this guy's name in Florida?
$3 million. It was
Well, he's went through so many attorneys.
Right.
There's so many of these fucking chuckleheads that obviously this guy has enough brains to get paid in advance.
Chris Chris Kise.
That's it. Chris
Yeah,
Kise.
Chris
He's the
Kise.
one. Yeah, he's the one that actually got his money in advance.
Yeah.
And maybe
that was
he's
the biggest
one.
amount. That was the biggest amount that they had paid out to a legal fund because he needed a $3 million retainer because the guy's an idiot. He's like, look, all of these people have not been paid by Trump. Over the years, it has been again and again and again and again. And he's like,
even Rudy's like, yeah, he hadn't paid me. I mean, that was the whole thing.
I mean, Rudy was like, what, $20,000? Was it a day or a month?
Well, I mean, $20,000 a minute. Why not? When you got your hands down your pants, tucking your shirt into your balls, why not charge $20,000 per minute?
And he's got to pay for,
right.
Rudy's got to pay for all the hair dye, obviously.
Right. It's expensive shit. It's expensive shit. Well, here's a post. Now, this is from 7 hours ago.
Mm-hmm. Which he also oh God, what is it called? Okay. He quote truth. No, because he didn't read. Well, okay, so it's like a quote tweet, but in what he did was he also quote truthed, I guess.
And see, they should have come up with a different name that rolls off the tongue. I'm just saying. Here's what he posted 7 hours ago. Now this is we're at we're about just past 2 p.m. Eastern time here on the Tony Michaels podcast. But here's what he posted 7 hours ago. What is going on with the app? And it's all in caps. Yeah, so I mean, I could yell.
There is nothing that is lowercase here.
It's stuck. The button is stuck. Now he says, what is going on with the FBI and the Justice Department? ? They seem to be totally out of control with an exclamation point. There is right now a weaponization, which again, he's putting quotes around that. And it's not the same as anyways, a weaponization of justice, the likes of which our country has never seen before. It is like the likes we never seen before.
Which is
a former president be such a fucking criminal that the Department of Justice had to bear down on him.
And then not only is he a criminal, but he continues to crime and then say, hey, this is a good time to run for president.
Right, Jesus
But the
Christ.
other thing is the common phrase, the likes of which our country has never seen before. You could literally put anything in. You could be like, the donut sale was the likes of which our country has never seen before.
He uses that all the time. He uses
that phrase all the time.
Okay, he continues here. The Twitter and Facebook scandal has already proven to be, with the possible exception of spying on my campaign. Oh, Jesus. Their most sinister act in history. Holy fuck. So not allowing Hunter Biden's dick to show up on Twitter is the most sinister act in history. I mean, other than his campaign being spied on because he was colluding with a foreign power who's an enemy of the state.
Right.
Anyways, even the rhinos and the weak are openly admitting that the 2020 election was rigged, but in the dark way than ever thought possible. So many lives destroyed. Only one. Well, I said this the other day. This is the most amazing time in history. Yeah. Think about this. The former president of the United States is going to be responsible for putting possibly thousands of people in prison and incarcerated. Thousands are going to go to jail, prison, be convicted of criminal charges at the behest of a former president. It is absolutely mind-blowing that is a real possibility here over the next couple of years, including himself. And really, what a time to be alive, to watch this guy absolutely unravel in front of our eyes. I mean,
the funny thing about his rant there, he talks about Twitter because obviously it's about this Twitter files, nothing burger shit show. But he also
he has to bring that up.
Yeah. Because there's also and I don't know if the lives that were like, lives at risk kind of thing. There was a narrative I saw last night on Fox News where they kept pushing the idea that, lives were put at risk because accounts were suppressed.
I guess
it's a whole thing.
It's weird.
So, or were like devalued in the algorithm and ranked them and whatnot. So, but really it's because they violated the terms of service by doing crazy, bigoted, xenophobic, transphobic things. Right. Now, the thing that I find funny about this, he goes, the Twitter and Facebook scandal. He brings up Facebook. Now, if anyone doesn't know this, or if anyone remembers this, or doesn't remember rather, there's Cambridge Analytica, which goes back to the 2016 election, where this company that worked with the Trump campaign was able to illegally access 87 million Facebook users on how to use and then use that information for the election. Right. So they're getting the demographic.
You mean what they're accusing Twitter of doing? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay. Well,
and they're not. And here's the thing: it's not even Facebook. It was a third party that got access to stuff on Facebook and then sold it to the Trump campaign.
It is insane. It is insanity that this guy literally could be on Bonehead of the Week any week, and it would be for 15 different things. Is this the quote truth thing on?
Yeah, I don't know what you would call this. Like, so
police
this is
state
on Twitter.
What does that mean?
Well,
what
he's
is
just
saying?
He's saying that because the FBI and Justice Department are pursuing him for the crimes that he committed, it's a police state.
You know what I think he's actually saying? I'm going to go to prison and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Don't make me.
Every day on Truth Social, he continues to whine and project, but also at the same time admit to crimes. You know, He's like, "Look, I took the documents. It was totally fine. I'm the president." And like, wait, you said wait, hold on. Were they planted, or did you take them and they were yours? Because you keep pushing this idea.
Well, all I have to say is Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Everyone, Donald Trump won the Bonehead of the Week. That is not a surprise. It is not a surprise. Not a surprise. But Gabe Sanchez, let's give him his due. Donald Trump is the Bonehead of the Week. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he be?
We're gonna look. There's probably a Bonehead of the Year poll that's gonna happen.
Ooh.
Which
sounds like Gabe Sanchez has some great stuff in mind.
I've got some plans. Just wait up. But I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump found his way on there and also won. But who knows?
Well, it happens. It happens.
There's a lot of boneheads out there.
There is. And if you want to vote for Bonehead of the Week, go follow us at Tony Michaels Pod on Twitter. You can vote there every single week. You can also follow us on YouTube, The Tony Michaels Podcast. Just put it in, subscribe. Go to the community tab on our YouTube channel. You will find the poll there. And you vote. You decide every single Friday. We break it down here on The Tony Michaels Podcast in the second hour, and we put it up on the MeidasTouch Network. You get a special clip from the Bonehead of the Week. So if you're on MeidasTouch, subscribe there. If you're on our channel right now, subscribe on our channel. You're not going to want to miss the vote. Also, download. Gabe Sanchez, you can download every single Bonehead of the Week on Sunday. Apple, Spotify, Google, your favorite directory. Make sure when you're subscribing to the Tony Michaels Podcast on your favorite directory, leave us a great review while you're there. This is my favorite. This is it. This is my favorite segment of the week. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. It's about the weekend, and it's getting cold out there. So don't forget to go to store.theTonyMichaels.com. That's store.theTonyMichaels.com. Grab the freedom to oppress the rights of other people is not liberty hoodie, zip up hoodie, sweater. Hey, you can even get it on a coffee mug, Gabe Sanchez. So go to store.theTonyMichaels.com. Grab your special merch there. We thank you for all your support. If you're on the Tony Michaels Podcast, stick around. We have a few announcements. And if not, that's the Bonehead of the Week.